Wow, that has been a complicated start to the stream. I apologize if you joined my first one, where I spent basically 10 minutes trying to get my game set up and reloaded after it crashed, only for it to crash again just as I was about to hit the live. So we've reloaded it again. I've had to reset OBS and start a new stream. Just really sorry that I've had those technical difficulties. I've just been watching Second Yellow Cards stream, and he's had a similar thing whilst on stream, spending half an hour preparing things on stream, and then they've got to go and redo all those things again because his game crashed. So it's obviously not just me that's having these issues today, but we'll muscle on and that. So yeah, I decided we'd make a new tactic at the end of last stream, but what I decided to do was go away and work on one myself. And this is what I've decided to go for. We're going for we we this is my thinking behind what we did what I did after the end of last stream when things had gone so wrong that we missed out on the playoffs because of our poor form. So I have basically gone for a 4-3-3, and we've got an inside forward on the left, a wide forward on the right. May sort of tinker around with these, and we're not set in stone with any of the roles. I've just really gone with the best for what we've got at the moment. And when I changed it to this, it did seem to have an effect on the team. We won 3 of the last 4 games, and I a little bit of a shame. Big Tell just missed out on his 30 goals by not scoring anything in his last game, but he started scoring again, which was good. McCarthy finished the season strongly as well. I will show you the games, but I just wanted to go through the tactics so you can see what I'm thinking. So this is the 4-3-3. We're on a positive mentality. If we get all the instructions up, you can see there that we're standard passing. Tempo is much higher. This is a much more aggressive tactic. Counter attacking, narrower, uh, creative freedom. We've kept us balanced. We play through the press, so we're gonna try and dominate the middle with our 3 midfielders. I've just left the goal kicks for now, the distribution to see how that's working. We do have a lot of tall players forward, so to give them options, it may be worthwhile sometimes lumping it long and sometimes passing it short. So yeah, I've tried to leave as much of this stuff as balanced as possible, so we're not completely obsessed with what we've been doing. But one thing that's interesting in my thought process is dribbling. Encourage dribbling because I've noticed that even some of my big players have been skinning a lot of defenders in these leagues. So maybe dribbling should be encouraged in this league because tackling's so poor and the speed of the defenders is so poor. So maybe that's a good way around it. And the complicated one, which I've been getting wrong over and over again, is the out of possession, where we're not making tackles and I can't stop them from doing it. Well, this tactic at the moment with the Gegenpress seems to have, to a large degree, dealt with that. Not completely. There's still a couple of goals gone in where I felt like we could have put the tackle in, could have stopped it earlier. So I've got taken away the pressing trap that we had. We've gone mid block but higher defensive line. So obviously what that's talking about there for anybody who's not sure is that the defence will be pressed up, so there'll be a lot of space behind the defence, which we have to obviously be aware of. But at the same time, we are not going to engage the press that we have, which is obviously we're playing a Gegenpress, so it's everybody's going to be getting at them. But it's not going to be happening until they reach the halfway line, effectively. So when they come into our half, it's go get them, and that is the idea behind what I'm thinking with this tactic. We've got counter press, which is obviously when you lose the ball for the first 10 seconds or so, you try your best to win the ball back quickly and overturn it. Sometimes that's good for countering the counter. We'll have to see how all that pans out. Trigger press more often. We could possibly push that to much more often, but I think already going with the gegenpress sort of mentality, I think we probably don't need to push that any higher at the moment. And we are preventing short goalkeeper distribution. I am questioning that one. I may take that off. Depends how sort of like the friendlies go in the pre-season, which we're a long way from at the moment. Like I say, I'd got myself all the way to the 1st of May. May already released a load of players and set for release all the ones that we're getting rid of. And we're going to have to work on making a team that is ready for the next season. And that's what this stream's going to be all about, is that. But first of all, I want to take us back to the final 4 games of the season, which we played off stream, mainly because I was in such a frustrated state after constantly losing. So if we look at these matches that we played, I'll show you the goals and everything. I'm gonna give you all the information that you need. So the first game we played was against Darlington, and this was the first time we used the tactic. It wasn't fully set in the roles and stuff like that that we had. This was really the first one. Darlington are a team who should be difficult for us to beat, and if you look at how we played really well. So we have made it difficult for them. Let's see the goals and how the game panned out. So as you can see, the pace that we built up at is fairly slow again. Beginning to wonder what my speed's on at this, but a long ball flicked over to McCarthy. Now this has got me thinking about this centre back that we have, who's 6'8", but seems to be very good technically with the stuff that he does. Mensah crosses the ball to McCarthy, who chips it back in. Big Tell with the header, and that's it. But Thomas Brown is a very good technical defender, and I'm thinking in this new tactic using him as a defensive midfielder. Apologies if you can hear my dog's toy. Seems to be on slower. So this is a goal that they scored. It came from a cross. What we didn't see there, which we have been seeing when we concede goals, is they just seem to run through our players, and our players don't put tackles in. So I'm less bothered about that goal because of the... Service don't come out. Because of the press that we have. Hopefully there won't be so much of tackles not being put in. Just bear with me while I get rid of this toy off my dog. So hopefully you saw that goal. I sort of caught the end of it. But yeah, we didn't see the team run through us like they have been doing, and that is the whole point of what I was trying to achieve with this defensive midfielder backing up the defence. Hopefully that is going to solve all the problems that we've been having this season. The other side of it was we had that attacking midfielder, which we will now lose. But to me, the attacking midfielders that we had were not good enough. We could have gone for a better attacking midfielder. But I thought we had trouble all over the pitch. And maybe it's because defensively we're just not quite there. And that's why I decided to take the attacking midfielder out and put the other player, the defensive midfielder, into place. So that's the thinking behind the tactic. There is madness to my method. Then we played Bedford. Now Bedford Town are one of the weaker teams in the league, possibly even relegated. I'm not 100% sure where they finished. We got a 1-1 draw against them, which was disappointing. But again, I was encouraged by how we played in terms of the domination of the game. We were the better team, I think, if I remember correctly. If you look at the goal that we scored, it was quite a lot of balls into the box. The balls seem to go into the box quite quickly and much more frequently, and that is something that I am liking. McCarthy won the header at the back post, which he's pretty accustomed to be doing. He's been doing that all season anyway. So with Big Tell scoring a couple in the last game, then McCarthy scoring in this one, I think we can safely say that our strikers in this new tactic are backfiring again. This is we counter-attacked from our own corner here. And it's a ball through. That's the problem with having a high line. He got away from us. The line was broken, and there we go. It just, it's one of those things that happens, unfortunately. But as you can see, again, 65% possession, 28 shots, 14 on target. We should have hammered them in that match. XG was miles higher. And yeah, you just got to accept that. Sometimes you're not going to win those games. So, just out of interest, where did they finish, Bedford? Yeah, just outside the relegation zone. We probably saved them. Then we played Kettering. This was an absolutely bonkers match where we took the lead 2-0 up, 2-1, 3-1, 3-2, and then we sort of pasted them and then gave away a silly goal at the end. So sit back and relax with this one, because this is going to take a while to get through a 9-goal thriller. To be fair, I don't think Kettering deserved to lose by as many as they did. It was one of those games which both teams could easily have come away with a victory. And if anything, it was our biggest margin of victory, but not necessarily our best performance. My dog's going absolutely nuts. He must know that I've put the stream on. Are you going nuts? So Hall, Mensah. So he's already had one shot, bear in mind, at this point, Mensah. He skins his man. Hall, waiting for his run. Picks out Big Tell in the middle, and Big Tell slots it home. Just paused it, because this speed is slower than it should be. Like it's reset. Oh, I can see that I've got it on full match on here, which is not good. That will be because I've been watching my tactics a little bit. Does take me some time to work on these things, and I don't tend to like doing them on stream. I'm not a big fan of building my team on stream, because the way I play the game, there's a lot of aspects of the transfer system and scouting and that I don't do, especially at these low levels, which a lot of people would disagree with how I do it. But what I try and do is keep the cost down, as McCarthy scores a smashing header there. But what I do try and do is find players who are better than the players that I'm using and grow my team that way. And so every season, if I'm signing 5 players, usually what I'm looking for are young players who will grow. Obviously, they're going to build the squad. And then for my first team, to make them a promotion aspect, you just literally look. The defender I've got, and try and find a better defender than him. The attacker that I've got, try and find a better attacker than him. But I'm very specific about the areas in which I sign for. So when we're looking at rebuilding this team now, we're going to... obviously, we're scoring a penalty here. So when we're building the team that we're going to build now, we've got several positions which we haven't got a single player who can play in those positions. So we're going to have to work out what we do with this. So we're going to look for players who are in certain positions, and then once we've done that, then we can start looking at buying maybe another striker or maybe another right winger or whatever. You know, the players that we have position in position will be our starting ones unless we find someone better after we've dealt with the areas that we're short on. We'll go through the squad when I finish showing you the matches. So Cashman, pretty poor, but again, it's a standard goal on Football Manager 26, running down the wing and playing it in, easy tapping. But on the attacking side of it, we're seeing a lot of chances and a lot of early crosses and stuff like that. And I'm quite enjoying that. I think our strikers will really enjoy those kind of interactions as McCarthy wins yet another header. I think him and Big Tell up front for us are going to be complemented if we can get a really fast wide forward. I think there'll be a real complement in the side. I've been playing Big Tell as a centre forward, I think it is. It's either a centre forward or a channel forward, but I think it's a centre forward. And he's been doing okay. I did switch him to target forward either this match or the match previous, the match after this, sorry. I think it was the match after this. But that was the final goal of the game. Thierry Henry, not Thierry Henry, but somebody like him got that goal. But again, Big Tell with a couple of goals. McCarthy with a hat-trick, I think. Did he score a hat-trick in that? Hall, McCarthy. No, he got 2 goals as well. Ollie Shenton scoring what will be his last goal of the season for him. And then the final game of the season, absolute domination again, although they had a little bit more possession than us. But 24 shots, 11 on target, massive XG again. We probably should have scored more goals in this game by looking at the XG. If you look at that, McCarthy nods it down and pops in the rebound. Seen a lot more rebounds lately. I've been complaining and complaining. I don't know if there's been an update I've not spotted. But all of a sudden, rebounds seem to be a thing again. I got fed up of your attackers hitting the post or the crossbar or the keeper and then just watching the ball as it goes past. Now they do seem to react a little bit. So McCarthy picks out Haywood. Nice easy ball to Hall. He's hit the crossbar again. We win the rebound. And Big Tell laid it off to Onyeka, who scores his final goal for the club before he moves on to greater things. So we are seeing the closure of the time of some of our stalwarts. They will all be released this season. It's a very sad time for me. I'm a very loyal manager. I try and stick with players for as long as possible, but I think we've got to the stage now where we need to improve drastically, and I'm cutting the ties with these players. It's quite a harsh chopping of the old guard, really, but everybody who has been here from the start will be gone, and it's taken us 6 seasons to get to that stage, so it's not like I haven't been loyal to these guys. They're all hitting the older side of the game now. 28, 29, 30. I think Shenton's 32. So we have sort of used them for the best of their years. So I've got to do all this again. I have actually already done this once, but the board, I think we'll just accept the plan. They want us to finish in the playoffs, so we are going to have to make sure that we get this right, this transfer window. End of season meeting. National League. We're going to make the playoffs. Exactly the sort of it. I have nothing else to talk about because we're not making any promises. The pre-season back we want as long as possible this season because we're going to be testing this tactic fully to make sure that it's capable of dealing with the bigger teams and the poorer teams in the league. So we've got big issues with the squad in terms of numbers for the friendlies. It's going to be quite a challenge for us, I think. But if you look at the players who we've got, we are going to be making very definite decision to cut ties. So let me just get the contracts up so you can see who is leaving. So Hayden Campbell has been a absolute stalwart in the side from the word go. I remember that first season when he picked up an injury straight away, and we had to wait to be able to use him properly. I think he scored the first goal of our save, and then got injured in the same game, and we lost him for about 6 weeks, and it was gutting to happen at the time because we were trying to figure out the team and all that kind of stuff. Well, yeah, he has been a really good guy. If we look at his career, this is obviously only his league stats that it gives you, which is really annoying. But he's got 53 goals for us. So he's been a real instrumental player for us, even though the last couple of seasons he's probably been sort of a bit part on the bench. We could keep him on his non-contract, but I'm going to make the decision to give him the applause that he deserves as we say, thank you very much, Hayden Campbell, but your time at Leek Town is done. Ollie Haywood is an assistant vice captain, and he's not scored many goals, but he's played a lot of games and been very much a key player. This season, he dropped down to just 12 matches, and most of them I gave out of charity, really. So, once again, he's on he's out of contract, so we will release him on a free and give him an applause as he leaves the building. Ollie Haywood, thank you for your service. Danny Preston, not so much. He's not played all of the last season. Only played 13 matches the season before. To be fair, he was competing with Ollie Haywood and then Correa too. Not quite the fanfare of the other two guys. He's not been here from the start, but he gets released on a free as well. Jordan Clark Anderson has been here for 5 years and played 30 matches. In fairness to him, he's been getting more matches the longer he's here, but his time is done. He's been here from the start, always on a non-contract. And to be honest, I'm quite impressed that he managed to last that long. If we look at his stats, he's okay, but nothing spectacular. 29 years old now. I appreciate the work that you've done, but you're another one who gets released on a free. Now, George Cruz, 22 years old. He's been at the club for 4 years. He was started off at Wrexham, and then we signed him in the 26-27 season. And he's been on a non-contract with us all that time. Probably played a couple of times, I think. Yeah, well, once in 4 years. So that tells you that this guy is not needed by us. Released on a free. Thank you for your service. I don't imagine that though on a non-contract. He's been with us for 4 years and had one payday. That is exceptional, that isn't it? Oh dear. Ollie Shenton. Now this one is a real tearjerker for the save because he is the legend of the club for me. Absolutely brilliant servant. He's amassed good numbers of games in every season, even his final season, 17 appearances, 2 goals. I think both in the penalty spot, but don't quote me on that. So sad to see him go. But Ollie Shenton, we are setting for release. Oh, it's a hard one, but thank you very much for your service at the club. He will leave, obviously, at the end of his contract. Then we've got Matty Wright. Decision to make with him. I think we need to keep Matty Wright as a second stroke third choice goalkeeper when the options come. He's 6'1". He's got reasonable attributes. Passing is probably a little bit of a letdown on first touch, but we are going to have to let him, make a decision on him, should I say. And I think the decision for him is we offer him a contract if he will accept the terms that we want. So let's enter contract negotiations. Breakthrough prospect. Negotiate. Wow, he wants a lot of money there. Let's take him right back to the start. Add clause of optional extension by club and suggest. Oh, no. Well, okay, we're not going to reach an agreement then because he wants more than I'm willing to pay him. If he'd have gone for 200, I'd have considered that. So what we'll do is we'll set for release. Then we've got Luca No Reed. Hasn't really featured. We'll set for release. Bear with me one sec. So Bailey Hall now is our best goalkeeper according to most things. But I just can't abide by the 5 aerial reach and the 5'10", 8 jumping reach. He's not a goalkeeper for me. And he's conceded 30 goals in 23 games. Only kept 6 clean sheets. And yeah, I honestly just can't see him being the number one keeper, even though our other keeper has not really covered himself in glory every game he's played this season. But I'm setting him for release. He's wanted by much bigger clubs. He's got a much bigger future ahead of him. And, he's not going to get first choice with me. Onyeka has been an absolute gem of a servant to the club. Been here from the beginning and has made major contributions every single season. And for him, it is a round of applause because he has been probably one of my favourite players from the originals. Him and Connor Heath, I think I really love those players. But I think it's time for him to go as well. Archie Shepherd has the potential to be much better than what he is, but I'm not going to play with an attacking midfielder this season. So, unfortunately for him, he is going to get set for a release. I believe he's wanted by Macclesfield, is it? Oh, no. I swear Macclesfield are after him. But either way, he's had his time. Maybe it was Duerden it's Duerden who's wanted by Macclesfield. I apologise. Duerden, good defender, but just lacks a little bit in the heading department for me. And so I'm going to let him go. He wants too much money. I did try and sign him, but he wants to be a bigger part than what I'm willing to offer him. So we will set him for release as well. I quite appreciate what he's done. And yeah, so if you look at all these players who we've just got rid of, all of them gone. The only one who's not going to go is this guy here because he is going to be kept on for a bit longer. He's a breakthrough prospect. Let's see how much money he wants. Look at that. He only wants 30 quid a week. Who am I to disappoint him? Let's see if he'll add an option of an extra year as well. Suggest. Oh, he wants to put it up to 35. You little robber. No, we'll accept that because he's going to be a player who initially, if we don't load him out again, he's going to be somebody who can back up for any injuries, stuff like that. We do need backup players because we are putting ourselves extremely thin on the ground when it comes to defenders in general, really. So it's going to be interesting to see where we get with these squad players now, as we see the main guys go out of the door. There we go. And what we need to do is, as soon as this stops, because we've done some stuff and the game keeps crashing today, let's get it saved. Let's go to the messages. And there we go. Campbell's gone. Oh, it's so sad. Haywood's gone. Reston has gone. Clark Anderson. Cruz. And then we've got other players who have been set for release. I'm going to do something that I haven't done for a while, is I've got to get rid of a lot of my coaching staff as well. I'm going to keep the recruitment staff until after the transfer window, even though we don't have an official transfer window. But I'm going to try and replace all of my coaching staff. Hopefully, our we will be. Oh, why does it ask me to do this when I haven't signed all my players yet? See what happens if I press that. Oh. See, this will make somebody unhappy. So I gotta put. I think I'm gonna put Thomas Brown as my vice captain, and I think I'll keep him as vice captain no matter what. So there we go. That's sorted. We can confirm that and move on. In fact, what I've got to do just for a moment while we hit this segue moment, I'm going to nip to the toilet. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Okay, so I think the first job is to move to the point of no return, and then we'll start looking at the players who get released from the big clubs. I just realised I haven't got my screen, so I just need to. Oh dear, I've lost my dashboard. Where are you, dashboard? Come back. Stream manager. There we go. That's the baby. We'll put you there, and then we can see, hopefully, how many are watching. Although I don't believe it's very accurate myself. So we've obviously made a loss. We've avoided the tax hit. And I'm looking at the youth that we've had this year. They were shocking, absolutely shocking. I mean, this guy's recommending some, but there's only one that I was willing to sign. Was it this guy who I offered to? No, it wasn't this guy. I mean, look at that for his stamina and strength. 1 and 1, not gonna happen. So I've literally got to ignore these this time. I've got to decline the recommendations. We have had a really poor youth intake, and I may even look to. In fact, let's do that. I want to set what would it be in responsibilities there. I want to populate my under 18s, and so I'm going to get. I'm going to delegate to Wayne Goodison to find me some under 18s players. If he can find some under 18s players for me, that would be superb. Because I'm really not happy with the youth that we've been getting the last few seasons. So we need to get something built up in that under 18 team. Otherwise, we're never going to see the progress long term that the club needs. So we need to get to the 1st of July, don't we, really, to see the progress of this. Then we've got to make, I reckon we need about 10 friendlies. We've got 5 weeks. If we can squeeze 10 friendlies in those 5 weeks, we'll play some weaker teams. Then we'll play some better teams, or at least bigger teams in terms of our own league, maybe. See how we are with our tactic there, and then we'll play a couple of weaker teams at the end just to boost the confidence again if we've had a bad run. And yeah, we'll be ready for the next season. But that's all a month ahead. We just need to get progress now. So if you want to know what sort of scouting I'm doing at the moment, I'm doing absolutely none. What I intend to do is take 10 players for each position that I desperately need a player for on trial who have been released by Premier League clubs, and I'm going to try and sign the best 2 of them. I could show you. This is the bit I didn't show you, the squad planner. So, I mean, what's going on here? Who's been adding to my squad planner? Who's this guy? Oh, right, so he's not ours, but I don't know why he's there. So, in terms of goalkeepers, we've got Fred Heath. That's the only one, the only goalkeeper we've got. We have no right back. What? Who is it? I just spent hours sorting this out, and somebody has gone and messed with it. So realistically, here we have Ethan Bruns. he's the only real centre back we're going to be using. Then we have Thomas Brown. At the moment, would be there, but I want to use Thomas Brown here. This is madness, absolute madness. It's got players here that I did not put in. Why is someone messing with this? I literally spent ages before I came on stream sorting this out. So when I looked at it, I could see how I only had one player for each position. So that's wound me up now. I'm not even going to bother using that again. So here we have a few players who can play in these positions because it's showing players who are not going to be here next season. That's the bit that's annoying me with it. Hey, we've had a bid. So I think I'd want more for him if they were going to offer that. Come on, just show me the damn offer. What's his opinion on it? Doesn't tell me on this screen. Let's go to the messages. We'll look at it through the messages. That's really bugging me now. That he's indicated he's not interested. Well, that solves that one. We'll reject it. It's not even enough money anyway. So we've signed 2 players. Oh no, these are players who have gone up into the main squad. I mean, we've got such a bad youth squad at the moment. It is ridiculous. So Thomas Brown's got an active release clause because we didn't get promoted, and Ty Hall has as well. Hopefully, no one will come in for Ty Hall because a lot of what my midfield is set around him, and that definitely means I'm not selling Mackenzie, Bradbury, whatever his name is. So they've come in again, I think. Oh wow! Now they're talking a bit more like real money. Uh, no, still not good enough. Reject offer. I think we sort of don't sell unless they get nearer to 500,000. It's got to be money that's going to make a difference to the club. Because he's the players that were kept are the players who I intend to use next season. So Archie Duerden, I don't think anything happens whether we. He's going anyway, so we might as well just accept that. It's interesting though, isn't it? The better teams in our league are the ones who are coming for him. So they think he's good. I mean, I would have happily kept Stewarden, but he just wanted a more important role than I was willing to offer him. Look at that! I've tried to get rid of him, and he's refused to go. Can you believe it? All these people making offers for players who are on my out you go list. If you just wait, you'll be able to sign him. Oh. I think we're going to have a lot of wages available to us for next season. So staff now, this is the important bit. This is the one that's going to make or break our season, I think. Oh, these are players who are on my shortlist, who are coming to the end of their contracts. But I don't think I'll be signing them. In fact, shall I look at my shortlist and just try and clear it up? Remove from shortlist. The reason I've done that is so that we can look at the players who get released. Youth contracts about to expire. None of them are players who I intend to keep. Even Kenneth Murphy recommended to offer him a contract, but it's not happening. Set for release. Off you go on your bike. So staff contracts. Terminate. Keep the under 18s coach. I'm getting rid of the head of youth development. We've had 2 years with him now, and we've had no one who's decent. And there's not actually that many coaches. Enter contract negotiations. Okay. Are they 1 year? Oh no, 1 month. How's he just signed a new contract then? Into contract negotiations. He's on 120, so let's start at 110. Will you take a pay cut? No. Will you take the same wage? No. A £10 increase? Yes, I agree. That's good. Finalised deal. We'll have you for another year. Then we have the under 18s coach. Contract. Into contract negotiations. Okay, he doesn't want to sign at the moment. I wonder if I've already negotiated and I've forgotten. So he's on 180. Let's offer 160. Suggest. 180. Suggest. A £10 increase. Suggest. Finalise. Easy. And the other guys will let them go. So Hereford are getting better with their offers. It's got to be said, but we're not biting. I want more. Place an advert for a coach and place an advert for a youth development. Head of youth development. I mean, Hereford are persistent, if nothing else. I think Duerden is hanging on for Macclesfield. I really do. Can't believe how long this save has dragged out in terms of getting into the football league and stuff. We're 6 seasons in, and we're not even in the national league yet. I mean, maybe it tells you more about the manager than the game. Perhaps I'm that bad, but we just can't get the promotion. But we are building in a very realistic manner. We're we're not like buying worldies from season one. We're trying to build with players who were with the club to start with, and now that period's come to an end. Now we're looking at realistic transfers of young guys who are going to grow the um, reputation of the club. Right, so let's look at the coaches, see who we've got, who I quite like the looks of. So far, Flanagan wins it, but Thomas Gray, he might just about overtake Flanagan. So Thomas Gray, Gray Thomas even. Let's see how much money you does thou want. Approach to sign 250. Try 150. Let's see if we can meet somewhere in the middle. Suggest. Try 170. Suggest. 190. Suggest. 200. Alright, we won't push it. I was going to go 210, but 220 will do. We got you down 30 quid. But the reason I liked him was all the averages that he's got, which are better than competent and better than um, reasonable. So that's why we went for him. And he's reasonable in most areas, very few areas where he's unsuited. He's not very good at people managing, which could be an issue for a coach. We'll make sure he signs before we stop the advert. That's always good thinking. Welcome to the club, Mr. Gray Thompson, or whatever your name was. Gray somebody, anyway. Gray Thomas, that was it. So now we've got a youth development guy to deal with. This one, you have to take a little bit more time. Oh, there's hundreds of them as well. So let's have a look. So very good working with youngsters. And reasonable and competent in the areas that you need. That is Mr. Caskey, Forster Caskey. So this guy's so far winning it, Mr. Proctor. Harry Noon's interesting because he's outstanding working with youngsters, which is obviously the head of youth development's job. But average in his potential and ability, good working with youngsters. Liam Bailey is comfortably ahead at the moment. Jordan Clark. Is he the guy from Luton? Has he retired? No, it doesn't tell you that he is. So Liam Bailey, let's have another quick look at you. Overview. 4-4-2 with defensive midfielders and attackers. Attacking midfield. He does cover the attacking midfield should we want to go back there. So I think he just basically covers everything that we need, and he's got average for the judging player potential and player ability. So there's a lot to like about him. Let's see how much he wants. Ouch. This is a big role, so we're gonna try and get him on for. We can't get him for a couple of years, which is annoying. 550. It's a bit important role, so hopefully paying out that money will see us get better youngsters or a better idea of our youngsters as much as anything. Should have checked his personality really, but Liam Bailey, what's his personality? Balanced, so not brilliant, but it's okay, I suppose. Liam Bailey, accept. Of course, the other avenue which we've got to go down, and we'll try and go down earlier this season, is loaning players from our affiliate club. So we've got some friendlies organised. We'll organise some more as well with that. They start fairly soon, actually. In fairness, I think eventually we're going to come up with problems with Big Tomo. He's not going to be happy when we can't fulfil the promise that we've made to improve the training facilities. The board won't entertain the idea at the moment. We could see if there's the possibility to ask them again, but as you can see, we keep getting rejected. They have improved the youth rating. That is something. So there you go. We released 17 players. Or was it? No, no, we released 11 players. So we've now only got 17 players on the books. A lot of them are on loan. They will be returning very soon. Luca Davis could find himself getting a bit of a reprieve, to be honest, if we can't find the right centre back. Welcome in, Mr. Bot. Hope you are well. So we've got 13 players who have 1 year left on their contract. The only one that I am definitely keen on keeping is one of the guys that they don't rate. But he's got one stat which nobody takes into account but me, and that is 6'7". Because if you're 6'7", you're always gonna win headers, whether you're any good at heading or not. So contracts, enter contract negotiations. We want it at the end of the season. So suggest, finalize promises, negotiate. You're selling yourself short, man. Let's go with 50 quid. 12 months. Add optional contract extension. Get rid of them. And add another clause as well. After promotion, we get you again. These terms are acceptable. Awesome. So effectively, we've got him for 4 years if we want him. Because he's got a year left of his contract. And then a year on this contract of £50 per week. With the option to extend it. And if we get promoted, we've got him again. If we haven't got promoted in four years, then there's something seriously wrong with my management. And I'll have quit by then for sure. Let Wayne deal with the code of conduct. Warrington loan offer for Unwin. I'm going to reject it at the moment because I don't know how strong my squad is going to be. So let's take the loan status off. So here we go. This is the big day. The moment of truth in terms of when people are being. But before I get distracted by players, I need to arrange some friendlies. So we'll arrange one for the 3rd against a smaller reputation team. Don't suppose it matters too much who it is. Then we'll arrange one for the 50. Do we do the 11th as well? Yeah, let's do the 11th as well. Choose a larger. So yeah, so who do we want? Harrogate Town. Let's go with them. They're not a very. If they're still the same in the game as what they are in real life, they're not a very pleasant to watch team. But big players, long ball, all that sort of stuff. So it'll be handy to test out against a strong physical side. If that, of course, is what they're still like. So a very light. Ooh. Can we take on Reading? That'd be a good day out, wouldn't it? Say day out, they're coming to us, but Blackpool, Wigan Athletic. Yeah, let's go for Wigan. We want to seriously test this tactic out. We shouldn't stand a chance against any of them. And then we'll arrange a couple here of easy games just to boost our confidence as we go into the new season. We may find some of these are turned down anyway, so smaller AFC Mansfield and one more. Leek Town. So that's that. I think, assuming they accept them, they may not. But let's get to our database. We want to make this transfer only and persuadable. Okay. We want to edit this to say contract status expired. And then the first position that we're going to be looking for is a right back. Can either be a fullback or a wing back. I'm not overly bothered which. Is expired, apply. Ah, that's one thing we didn't do. Was add condition, general, world reputation. And is at least nominal. That should keep our numbers pretty low. Or what is the other option for that? Is at least minimal. Yeah, so get the right one. If we get to nominal, that should keep a few of the players out that we don't want to see. So we've got 26 guys here whose last club. So we've got a guy who's Everton. He's wanted by players, by teams above us. We've got Leeds, who do tend to have a good youth system, to be fair. So there's only a couple from majorly big teams. And the chances of us getting them will be... Oh, I didn't want to do that. Oh. Wanted to offer him a trial. Offer trial 4 weeks. Luca Jackson. We can actually see what he's like. That's quite handy. but he's not good enough. So we're not going to look at him. So we might have to keep an eye on who else comes, but we'll try those two. I wanted 10 people, but maybe as I move on a little bit, there'll be more. Wonder if we could put transfer doubtful. Would that give us more? Does give us a few more, doesn't it? Well, oh, two more. Didn't see the Cardiff City guy there. I wanted more Premier League guys, but if they're not there, we can't have them, can we? So a central defender. That's next on the list. So he falls under that category as well, anyway. Few Everton guys coming up on the list. Don't know if that's a local thing. So Leicester, Luton, and Liverpool off a trial 4 weeks. We've got a Port Vale player. He's fairly local to us. And he's actually somebody who we've had before, so we may be able to see some of his stats. No, we can't. Let's offer him a trial and see what he looks like. I think I've had him on loan at some point, or I've tried to loan him if I didn't get him. There's a lot more players on the centre back side of things, but not many of them are the players that I'm looking for. Specifically, being players who have been with big clubs. There's a West Ham United there. Transfer up a trial 4 weeks. Newcastle United. Transfer up a trial 4 weeks. Think that is everybody from that. Now, we wanted a right attacking midfield right, didn't we? Was the next one. So we've got an Arsenal player, a Leeds player, Newcastle player. I think that's it, isn't it? Oh, there's a Stoke City player we can probably have a look at. Off a trial. 4 weeks. Any more positions that we were desperate for? A left attacking midfielder. We were less desperate for, but we would still want to take a look at them. My dog keeps my house safe by barking at the random people walking past. So we've already got an offer in for him. We've got Leicester City. Stoke City we've already got an offer for. No, just the one on there. So, do we? No, Bolton aren't really because there's a Chelsea guy I nearly missed. Transfer offer 4 weeks. Let's see what comes of those trials first. There's a few that were still with clubs, so they've not been accepted, which is a bit of a shame. So we've got plenty of friendlies to be getting through. That's good. Danny Webb. To be honest, I didn't realise we could see his stats anyway, so that's okay. Go through accepting all these trials. Oh, thought we'd finished. So the initial star ratings that we get to see here now will not be the be all and end all, but they'll give us an idea of who we got. So there's a potential winger. Where's he come from? He's come from Chelsea. So as long as nobody comes in before we get the stats on him, all these guys are potentially good for like the under 18s and stuff like that when they're only 1 star. Here's another guy who's a fullback. He's unattached, but it doesn't tell you who he's come from for some reason. Everybody else, it normally tells you there. Aidan Thompson, Korea. So he's ex-Legion. I suppose I wouldn't want to own up if I was from there. So John Mengi, this guy, we should really know more about him already, in my opinion, because we've seen him before. I'm sure we have. Let's have a look at his career. Oh no, we haven't. I think we tried to get him at some point, maybe. I think he might be the guy who. Oh, no, I don't know. I just swear that I've seen him somehow, some way, some shape before. We've got a Stokey winger who. Leek Town, if you don't know the geography of it, is very near Stoke. It is literally probably classed as Stoke-on-Trent. So Port Vale and Stoke are very close to the. So this guy looks like a good prospect. How tall is he? Don't break my heart. My achy breaky heart. 6'2". So that's a good start. His heading's not going to be exceptional. The highest it can be is 12. So that, I mean, we'll give it a week. Maybe some more players will appear because there wasn't no players I wanted there. That was quite disappointed, if I'm honest. What we could do is go and look for loans. Loans. So start off with our affiliate club. We can only loan 2 players from them, so we've got to be selective when I get the right name down. So these are the players who are loan listed. Jacob Chivers is a goalkeeper. And we do need a goalkeeper. And he's 6'2". But his aerial reach doesn't necessarily look particularly great. I'm assuming Gale and Senga is an attacking midfield right. Does he like striker as well? He does. useful signing as the scouting report on him. I mean, can we see the scouts' opinions of him on here? Reports? Well, just says unknown. Even though we've got that doesn't help, does it? Apart from it gives me their positions. Go back to transfer. That was the most useful one because it showed me all the ones who were listed. A Tuhu. He looks. His name's Latan, so he must be good. He must be really, really good because his name's Latan. Let's get a scout report on him. In fact, do we just. Let's get a scout report on these players and see whether we're likely to be able to get them, what their star ratings roughly are. All that kind of jazz. I think we need. Why is there an issue with Davis? I don't have an issue with Davis. Why does he have an issue with me? Let's get our first team and under 18s all together so that when we play the friendlies, it doesn't look like we've got a really poor squad. So we'll come back on the 8th in terms of seeing what we can do with the squad that we've got. Let's scout these players. See if there's anybody of interest. Well, that's good news because this guy has been really poor in his training last season. So we need to encourage him by saying your training's much better. So that was a good start to our friendlies, has to be said. 5-1 victory. Was only against a very small team though, so I don't think we'll learn a massive amount. Let's just hope we didn't get any injuries. Injuries are the killer, aren't they? So McCarthy scored 3, Big Tell and Ty Hall. So we've got to reject that because at the moment we need the numbers. Later on we might consider loaning out Butler, but for now we need him. We're short of centre backs and midfielders, so we'll keep him around. But thanks for the offer. I appreciate it. make him a promise that I don't intend to necessarily keep. So Paddy Ham got the same treatment. This tactic so far, so good. Assuming he's using our tactics. I didn't check that, to be honest. He should do, though, you would have thought. Let's go and have a look at the match details of it. Well, that all looks the same, but then he's got two here as strikers. Can you not view how they lined up? Let's go into the match and see if we can work it out. Because it's pointless me doing that if he's just gonna play a different tactic to me. So who's out there? That looks like McCarthy. So he's on the left. Selmani is on the right, playing as a right winger. So that's all right so far. Bradbury, Jones, and Hall are playing as a free in the middle. Yeah, so that's right, isn't it? Yeah, he's playing my tactic. That's all I needed to know. So this next test will be a little bit bigger than what they've had to deal with before. Some of the scouting reports are coming back from the crew players. We'll give them a bit longer to get the other ones together. And then we'll go and see who we want to scout. We can want to loan. We can only loan 2. So now let's look at the squad players that we've got. See if we can see some more of their stats yet. Let's go for reports. Ability up there. So Aiden Thompson is a right back. Ah, yes. So he looks pretty fast. Very well rounded. Finishing is his only downside, which hopefully he won't try and do very often. So I think he's a definite attempt to sign. This guy here is definitely a challenge for Mensa as well. He's only 5'7", and he can back up on the left as well, which is good. At a centre back, he's only got 9 heading. A little bit disappointing, but his physicals are very good. His mentals are okay. Composure, not really something that a centre back needs to worry about. I think those first 4 we go for. Spears, 5'3". He's shorter than me. 5'3". Oh, he's so cute. I might have to side him just so that we can have a 5'3" player. He'll look great alongside Big Tell. Do we? I'm not convinced on Mr. Spears. He's got good finishing, but he's only 5'9". Need a bit more time to think about him. So let's see who we get with the other guys first. Ninko, also but not got the finishing of the others. Logan Briggs, not really a position that we play, so I'm not sure how he snuck through, to be honest. Again, somebody who is not in a position we're currently searching for. Sam Morgan, 5'6" centre back. I don't think so. John Mengi, this is a guy who I was quite interested in. If he'll accept backup, then I think he would be a good player to sign. His aggression's not great. That's the big off-putting thing with him. But at 6'2" with 12 heading, 13 jumping reach, 12 marking, and 12 tackling, he's okay. So let's start making a move for some of these more important ones first, because we need to make sure we've got the wages. Aidan Thompson. He will be first choice if he comes to the team. Unless I sign somebody else. He's not giving me more than 1 year, so I'm going to lock in that and suggest a promoted clause as well. So potentially 3 years. And we'll knock that down to 400. He'll probably go a bit higher. Yep. 430. Oh, I was expecting to get him for 450. So that's a bit of a bonus. Because of course we know what happens when you put in a bid for a player you really want. The world and his mother come in for them. Approach to sign. Regular starter. Will he accept that? Suggest. Right, we'll go for important player. 300. But again, only giving me 1 year. So we'll lock in that and offer him if we get promoted, you give me another year. How about that? We'll put it down to 260. He's gone up to 320 as we expected. 300, which is where I was going to offer you anyway. Just check on one thing. He's taken that out, the sneaky little boy. How very dare you? That's one thing I should have checked with him. Does he need a work permit? Personal, Albanian, English. Yeah, so he's all right. That's 2 players who hopefully will come in. They're not guaranteed because, like I say, you try and get these guys in and the world and his mother comes in for them. Just wanted to double check with him. Is he definitely one we're going for? He's not going to be first choice. That's the only thing with this guy. So he wants important player, but he's not going to get it. Squad player. Oh, he's gone for that. Now I like this guy. Ouch. Now I don't like this guy. That is an issue. But he can play right back as well. So he's technically 2 players. In fact, I'm only going to sign it. With him having so much, I'm only going to sign him for 1 year. 725. 750. 800. I mean, that is way too much for who you are. You will have to really work hard if you want a second contract with us. If he gets gazumped, I won't be bothered with that. Spears, we said no to. This guy, if he takes like squad player, then I'll consider him. He does. It's another one who wants a lot of money though. So again, we'll just do the same. We'll only go for a year. And we'll see if we can... 700? We're there, yes. So the trouble is, I think those guys have just taken up most of our budget, which is a bit nerve-wracking, really. So I think we're all right for the wide players now. If they sign, of course. Always forget they haven't actually signed for me yet. So let's leave it at that for them. And we'll move on a little bit and try and get the... Who's Richard Miller, is it? Milner. Richard Milner. So 2-0 against Swansea City. I don't think that's horrendous. Shall we have a look at the stats for that match? Let's see the match report. Now, if you ask me, that is not too bad against a team that should be beating you. I would say that this tactic is looking pretty good at the moment. So I'm just going to go and spend a penny, and then we'll have a look at these scouted players at Crewe and see which of the two that are going to win the prize of coming to Leek Town for the entirety of the season. Let's hope we can convince at least two, because to be honest, I'm not confident. And then we'll start looking around the teams who have got loan players and see if we can get some that we don't have to pay wages for to come and stay for a whole season. But I'll be back in 2 seconds and we'll carry on with that. So, true to form, the game has crashed while I've looked away from it, which is a bit annoying. Means also I can't see anything on my OBS, so I'm going to have to switch to my dashboard now. So as you can see, we're sat here with a blank screen. I don't know what's going on with Football Manager today. I really don't. I'll close the program and reload it up. I just hope. I've just got this feeling now we've lost all them negotiations that we made. Although I did move it on, so it might have saved. It's just dependent on whether we moved on a day or not. Because I have it saves every day, which you have to when your game keeps crashing. But this is the third time today. I bet you I haven't had it crash 3 times in the last 3 weeks. So I don't know what is going on. I don't know if there's anybody else watching who have you experienced any crashes in the last few days? So let's have a quick look at recruitment transfer activity in. Yeah, these are the guys who I've made offers for. So and here come all the offers for the players. This is so stupid, this game. Nobody's shown an ounce of interest in these guys. I put a bid in, and boom, everybody comes after them. I'm not upping me bids on them. If we don't get them, we'll look for somebody else. This is why you end up stockpiling players, because you have to bid for 10 players in the hope that nobody notices. Look at all those teams coming in for them. I'm the one who took them on trial, and I'm the one who's put in the offers for them. Now, Woking, who are much better than me, have come in for so many. So, Harrogate Town, who are supposed to be a difficult match for us, we just beat them 5-1. Oh, look. Selmani hat trick of assists, that, isn't it, actually? McCarthy, Jones. He's an interesting character, Jones. Look at him. 3-star potential now. He's definitely going to be getting some first team football this season. I mean, that is fantastic. To beat Harrogate like that. Right, so we said we were going to go to Crewe again, didn't we? So let's just go and have a look at the under 18s who are available for loan. Under 21, sorry. That's what I meant. Reports. That's not what we want. We want transfer. I can't see transfer. There it is. Been blind. Loan status listed. Insert. Recommended. Have we got scouting recommended? it'd be an obvious one to have here. So why wouldn't we have it? Insert column. Ability. Not from him. General. I mean, why can't we have it there? We've got unknown on here, but I've got scout reports on them. What is the problem? Player recommendations. List. Any of these in crew? What is going on? Where are those players who have scouted? Are they in the shortlist? Ah, there they are. That was ridiculous. Shouldn't be that hard to find. So I think that he's going to go to somebody else, not me. So I'm going to straight away say that if he is an A plus, let's try and loan him in transfer. Make offer, that's what we want. Loan offer. Regular starter. I'll make him an important player. How about that? And suggest terms, make offer. Exit talks. Now we've got Callum Baker. We've already bid for a right winger, so we now need to be looking at Zlatan. I think we go for Zlatan, but he can only have regular starter at best for me. He is 6'1", so he's at least meeting the height requirements. Loan player. Oh, it's not the whole season. End of season. Does that mean I only did 6 months for the other guy? Regular starter. Suggest. And make offer. I like the way that they're working with this and not trying to make sure that I play him in a certain position and things like that. I can't believe that. Let's look at them stats again. I mean, we have dominated them like they're a non-league team. I mean, they might be a non-league team now, but... Well, oh, they are in the National League. So they're in the team above us and we beat them 5-1. I mean, we are absolutely panning every team that we've played except a championship team so far. I get quite excited about this tactic. I mean, I know a lot of these teams aren't going to be up to much, but we're beating a team above us in the league. We only lost 2-0 to them. I'm delaying him a week just because I want to see who comes in, because he's an expensive. He's feeding off a lot of our wages if we were to accept him. We've got a draw against Reading as well. I mean, this tactic is amazing. Look at that, 50-50 game with Reading. Oh, I can't wait for this season to start all of a sudden. Although we could do with some players, please. It'd be nice to get Some players are. We're halfway through July and we haven't signed a single one yet. Is there a limit to how many players you can play who are on loan? So, Manny, why would you do it to me, man? Aiden Thompson's gone somewhere else. This is just a travesty. Let's go back to the database, see if there's anybody else who has appeared. I mean, especially in the right, defender right, that's where we really need to focus our search. Jake Holden, you might be the one that we turn to just as a sort of like breakthrough prospect who could get some game time. He wants a non-contract. I want to offer him a part-time contract of, should we say, 160, 12 months, at an optional extension as well. So we potentially got him for 2 years if necessary. Do we push it a bit? And let's make that bit non-negotiable. He's gone for it. Wow, wasn't expecting that. And he's got no real aspirations of definitely playing. I mean, I don't think he's brilliant, don't get me wrong. But I think he could be sort of like that player who, if we haven't managed to sign somebody by the start of the season, he could come in and do a job for us. So we'll see what the other guys look like. I got just because he doesn't seem to go away, this Luka Jackson. I don't know. I just don't know with him. There's something that tells me he's not that good. So I would say that that's probably about right. 2-star player, isn't he? Very much a 2-star player. Hogan offer accepted. Cardiff Met. Oh, right, okay. Didn't realise he was at a club. Which means he's probably not very good. So let's see what the star ratings are for these guys. Gabriano Shelton. Oh, I didn't realise we could see what he's like. He's got good stamina, if nothing else. His stats are not brilliant. Don't get me wrong, I've probably released a better player than him. Just want to check that he is eligible for England. Perry, Harlan Perry. He's not the Perry we had on loan, is he? Oh, he is. Harlan Perry. You've not got a job. How did that happen? Lewis Banks has been released by Stevenage, but he's older, therefore potentially wiser. We shall think about you. But I think Harlan Perry might well be, if he'll accept squad status. We know him already, so I'm going to put in a bid for him. Just want to see what this Hogan guy is like. Hulk Hogan. So he's 24. We don't know anything about him yet. But we do know about Mr. Perry. So we're going to try and convince him to come as a squad player and give us a little bit more cover on that right defender role. So there he is, 5'8", so we know he's not very tall. But he did all right for us last season, I think. Played a lot of game time for us. So let's approach to sign. See, I want you as a squad player, mate. Oh, he's only gone and accepted that. Oh, fuck off. 500. No, I'm not even happy with that. You're asking for... Right. Sorry, but you're not that good. I diffuse. I won't be ripped off. We we are going to be so short of players when it comes to the start of the season. What could I... Oh, I am frozen. Right. I mean, this is really getting to the point of desperation. Oh, we've got that player who we can sign for the right wing support. I think it's right and left. Forgotten what his name is. Here he is. Oh, we've got a centre back coming in Zlatan. Woohoo, Zlatan. Will we get the other guy as well? Because he will be a good replacement for the right wing. In fact, he'll probably get in ahead of... We've got him as well. And it was for the whole season. So he's going to be playing on that right for me as a wide forward, which he doesn't look like he can play overly well. So we might switch him to a winger. Which, to be fair, Mensa prefers a winger as well. So maybe we do. But we'll see how he gets on first, and if it's not working, we'll put him as a winger. I just wanted to have a very definite free striker roles. That's the reason I went for it. So we've got 2 loans there. Let's go and see who else is available for a loan. From League 2 seems to be a good base. So if I search for... Well, if I go to Crew, and then I go to League 2, they're in the Championship. Well, Crew, aren't you doing well? How fantastic is that? In 6 years, Crew Alexander are in the Championship. We've got to try some Championship loans then. Luton, who have you got for me? Under 21s. We want transfer and listed. He's a striker. We don't really want a striker at the moment. He can play in all of the midfielder positions. And he is an attacking midfielder left who looks mint. Loan offer. Do you know what? I'd even pay the wages for him. Non-selected. Suggest. Well, he's got to play attacking midfielder left. It doesn't give me a role. Why have you upped that? Let's get back to the original and stop being pedantic. You git. I mean, he looks mint, so I'm going to accept. For Carly Steele, Michael Mullen. Let's scout the player because I don't know what he's like. And then let's go around some of the other teams in that league. I mean, admittedly, we want to be looking at the smaller and more local teams. So let's see what under 21s we've got loan listed here. So David Evans. We'll come back to these guys if we don't get who we want. This guy is one that we might want to scout because defensive is where we need to be looking at now. For me. Striker. Midfielder. Scout him. Jake Wayne. He's injured. How long's he injured for? Oh, no. He's too long. So, there's a few players here that could potentially help us out. Stoke City. They're another local team. Very local. Will therefore be much more likely to loan us a player. I'm going to check out all of these listed players. Scout for a week. Let's get some scout reports and let's see how good they are. I mean, I'm happy with the winger situation at the moment. As we comfortably win another friendly. So I'm not going to accept this one. I think the wages are too high for the amount he's likely to get used. I think he was ripping me off there. So, to be honest, I would say 500. He's probably 200 above his weekly wage for what I would have been willing to pay for him. We've got a guy in on loan who we're paying no wages for, who's better, got to feature more often than him. So I think we're okay, really, on that right-hand side for now. And if we get two long-term injuries, then we'll have to start considering loaning somebody in. But until then, we've got two players who can play that position. So where's this guy at? Who is he? Solly Steigo. I mean, he looks mint, doesn't he? But we can't loan anyone. Oh, gutted. Can't loan anyone else from Crew. Mazin Khalil. Another guy from Crew. Looks very good. Can't believe they're in the championship. That's brilliant. Karik Njinko. Oh, he's one of the guys on loan with us, isn't he? There's another good win. We have conceded a couple of goals there, which is a bit disconcerting. I wonder if it's worth looking for a goalkeeper soon as well. We want to improve on our goalkeeper, don't we? If we can, of course. Yeah, I agree with you. We need a goalkeeper. Suggest, finalise, negotiate. Oh, wow. What are you on? Are you smoking something? What is he on? 1,000. So we'll offer him what he had before. That is a bad start, mate. Please tell me we've got a... No, we haven't. Damn it, we're going to lose him. Into contract negotiations, you're already a good player, so let's go back to where you were already being paid. We'll add in an optional contract extension of 1 year. And we'll keep that in there and suggest 800, no, 775. 825. Come on, not in the mood for fighting with players. Have any of these got an extension? So he's got an extension, so we can trigger that. He hasn't. Right, Benson. He hasn't. Not too worried about him. He hasn't. Correa, he has. I don't really want this guy, so I'm not bothered about him. Fred Heath, he hasn't. Michael Mackenzie Bradbury. We could lose some big players this season. So Jake Holden is in the van. He will be the first choice right back if we don't find anybody else. So we've got to find somebody else. That is a big challenge for us, really. Michael Mullen. Who is he? Oh, he's one of the Luton guys. But he's more of an attacking midfielder. Mm. I'll tell you what, I am being picky today. I really am. I'm seeing these results come in and thinking we have a good team. That was against Mansfield. So let's go and have a look at our shortlist again and see. We need to get rid of the crew ones because we can't loan any of them. Remove from shortlist. So these guys are no longer loan listed, so let's remove them from shortlist for now. Danny Webb needs removing. Andrew Evans needs removing. So this guy looks like a possibility. If he will join us on loan, he could be our first choice right back. He's got good pace, reasonable crossing and everything. It's only small, that's a negative, but let's make an offer for him and see what his interest is. Not much in the way of wages, so that's good. Let's see if they'll let me do that. Yes, they've gone for it, so we'll make that offer. Still waiting to hear about Khalil Steele. God, that's quite hard to say, actually. Khalil Steele. Rocco Bardsley is a left back at Stoke. And who else have we got? Josh Williams is a centre back at Stoke, but we've got no information on him yet. So let's wait until the information comes on the next guy. So we have been very, very choosy on these players, haven't we? Clear all and ask assistant to assign. How can you not give my man Osays a Number. Of course he needs a number. Confirm squad numbers. Yes. Wouldn't it be nice if he told you what his flipping position was? So centre midfielder, it looks a very good one. And he's got good finishing and heading as well. So who does he play for? Where is he? Stoke. His passing's not as good. So he would only really fit in that channel midfielder role, wouldn't he? Look at those physicals there. Let's see if they'll let us loan him. Non-selected for the position. You are joking. They want him to play with better players than us. Trying to suggest we're not good. Look, we just beat Alsager 8-0. We beat the team before us 6-0, and you're trying to tell me that we're no good. Hereford keep coming in for Mackenzie, but I'm not selling him, especially to a club in the same division as us, which I think Hereford are. No way, we got him. I did not think we'd get Khalil Steele. I mean, look at that. He is a good player. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to the season again. This is where we needed to get to. Look where we're up to with regards to players in the positions now. We need a first choice goalkeeper as well, don't we? So no, I don't want that. I want selection info. Position. In fact, I don't even want that. I want my squad selection view. Best position. So we've got a couple of right backs. Do we need to get rid of the under 18s as well? So we've got. No, we haven't got any right backs according to that. Thought we had a right back. Or perhaps we've not got one in yet. Harlan Perry could come back if he was more interested. Gabriano Shelton. I might see whether he is interested. he only wants to be a fringe player. What are his wages? Non-contract. How about a part-time contract? We'll be cheeky and try and get him in with contract, promotion. So we've got a chance there of him being. He's gone for it. I had a feeling he might. So if he were to come in now, he would be a nice little sort of like backup. Only wants to be a fringe player anyway. Just gives us that little bit of an option. Centre backs now. We've got Davis, who is transfer listed, so we're looking to move him on anyway. Utaka, who is sort of like developing. He's 6'4". He's only got 8 heading, but he's sort of like a backup player who could end up getting loaned out again. Left wing back, we need another player. And goalkeeper, and we're still trying to sign a right wing back. We are in August. How has that happened? High bonuses will reward you well for doing well. Let's get back to that shortlist. No, we don't want too much of his wages. So we can't afford him. Let's see if he'll take half of that. No. It says they've negotiated, but they haven't negotiated. They've just come back with the same. So withdraw. Actions. Make offer loan. I'm happy with 575 for him. That's not the position that we would play him in. Nope. He's not a fullback. Come on. 6'5". Now this guy could be a fullback, but I would say he's a centre back. Make offer. Loan. Nope. So we've drawn a blank there. Maybe we need to start looking at League One clubs now, which are pretty local to us. How far off the first game are we? So I've got one more friendly. We have a fullback in Wayne Clark joining on loan from Wrexham. So Richard Brown looks a good striker, but unfortunately for him, I'm not looking for strikers at the moment.
Oh no.
We lost all them friendlies. And we get to the last one and lose. How did that happen? Again, Miles better. I think that's just going to be one of them games, isn't it? I'm almost tempted to watch it to see what happened there. They scored 2 goals, one in the very first minute of the game, one completely against the run of play. That suggests to me it's just one of those games. Who are Eastleigh? Where are they now? National League South. So they're the same level as us. It does tell us we're not going to win every game this season, but I think our tactic is pretty good for the team that we've got. We are going to have to continue to strengthen our squad, but I think we'll be okay. I don't want to go too mad on the amount of players I have. I mean, ignore these guys who are basically on trial because they're not going to be signing for us, I don't think. I mean, Jaden Dixon, I could potentially see me signing him just as a backup. Let's see what he wants. Fringe player, finalise, negotiate, part-time contract of 11 months. I'm not going to go mad with him. Let's... Oh, what have I just done? Cancel negotiations. We're not going to sign him. I just signed him on £600 every time he plays. That's not going to happen. So Darren Davis, where do you play? Right back, 15 pace. He's one that we were just looking at, but they wouldn't bend over the midfielder. Practical signing, but doesn't look excellent, does he? So there we go. I think at this stage we will bring the stream to a close. We will stream again a little bit later, the start of the season, and see where we can go from there. I want to um, just have a bit of a break before we come back to the season. I think we've made some good acquisitions. I think that the loan market is going to be a big help to us. I do want to check on the match rules to see whether there's a limit to loan players that you can have in the team. Loan rules: a maximum of 6 allowed on long-term loans in a season. How many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got 2 more places for loans. I think we're basically covered. We've not got a massive squad. It is going to be a little bit of a concern if we do get injuries. I do think that if the strikers get injured, that could be a problem. But so far, Big Tell, I don't think he's ever been injured. I mean, I might be wrong, but has he ever been injured? Can you look at medical centre? No injuries. Is it? Can you see his history? No, oh, that's not him personally, is it? Is there a way of seeing his medical history? I don't know how you do this thing. Career, nothing to do with injuries. There is a performance, fitness training, coach report, performance stats, familiarity, discipline, form. I don't know where you look for it these days. Everything is either moved around or gone. So, but yeah. So what we'll do is, I'm quite excited about looking back with the team that we've built. It's not, like I say, it's not a team that is absolutely sensational, and it's not. We've not got enough players, I think, for the whole season. But we can continue to look through the season. The transfer window doesn't close. We may get some of these players who have been released by Premier League clubs showing more of an interest now that the season's up and on the way, and we may be able to bolster the squad out that way. I think we've still got wages to spend, and obviously we can negotiate some of the wages that we're currently got in terms of players and see whether we can get them to agree to new deals, so we're not running the risk of losing some of our best players at the end of this season. But yep, I'm going to leave it there, and we'll come back with the first game of the season and see how we get on. Getting quite excited about what we're going to see, and hopefully it'll be a promotion season for us. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I'll see you again later on.